Welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics and now Cosmetology. Keep in mind, I am not AI, so mistakes will be made. Also, don't forget to check out my other videos, the Milady Nails book, their Aesthetics book. The Foundations book is a companion book to this one and those, so that one is a must. And the other videos, just fun unboxing products and swatching various polishes and Temu products, nail charms, stickers, that kind of thing. And let's get started. We are in Chapter 9, Principles of Hair Design in the Cosmetology book. Changing design texture with styling products. Oh, page 175. There are many product options to temporarily redefine our natural hair texture to create alternate designs. Table 9-1 is a quick, non-inclusive chart showing product categories that help temporarily alter hair texture. Because the market continues to add products to create texture and styling variations, keep a pulse on what is available to ensure you always use the best product for your designs. Table 9-1, Hair Texture Grid and Suggested Products. Natural texture of straight hair, tasseled, deconstructed texture. Hairspray, texture spray, volumizer, dry shampoo. Volume and body, foam, mousse, texture spray, volumizer, root boost. Bounce, defined curl, wet set, setting lotion, cream gel, defined coil, wet set, setting, lotion, cream gel. Natural texture of wavy hair, tasseled deconstructed texture, texture wax, texture cream, scrunching cream, volume and body, foam mousse, texture spray, volumizer, root boost, bounce, defined curl, setting lotion, cream gel, defined coil, setting lotion, texture spray, curl jelly. With curly hair, tasseled deconstructed texture, blowout cream, pomade, volume and body, smoothing serum, glosser, thermal, bounce, defined curl, curl elongator, curl defining serum, thermal spray. Defined coil, curl definer, curl refresher, curl jelly. Coily, tightly curled hair texture, blowout cream, glosser pomade. For volume and body, smoothing serum, glosser, thermal. Bounce and defined curl, curl elongator, curl defining serum, and thermal. Defined coil, matte glosser, gloss serum, curl refresher, and curl jelly. Element 5, hair color. Hair color plays an important role in hair design, both visually and physiologically. It can help define a design's texture and line. Color can make all or part of the design appear larger or smaller by adding or subtracting volume. Depending on placement, color can also accent or de-emphasize a particular part of a style or client feature. Dimensions with color. A hair designs, that's not right. A hair designs, okay, wait. A hair design's look can change depending on the chosen colors, pattern, and placement. Light, warm colors create the illusion of volume. Dark, cool colors recede or move in toward the head, creating the illusion of less volume. Alternating lighter and warmer colors with darker and cooler colors create the illusion of dimension or depth. Figure 9-24 and 9-25. Light colors appear closer to the surface, creating dimension with color. And there are two examples of hairstyles. Lines with color. Color acts as an illusion and helps create attention lines. Figure 9-26, color creating attention lines. Because the eye is drawn to the lightest color present, you can use light color to draw a line in a hairstyle in the direction you want the eye to travel, as with highlights around the fringe or facial area. Figure 9-27, light color around the facial area. A single line of color or a series of repeated lines creates a bold, dramatic accent that enhances blunt lines around a style's perimeter. See Chapter 16, Hair Coloring, for in-depth information about enhancing hair designs through color. We will get to those. I will be recording those in the future. Check in. List and describe the 5 design elements. What do horizontal lines do in a hair design, and when are they used in a haircut? What is another word that describes form? Can a design space have more than one design texture? What design texture reflects less natural light than others? Learning objective number 4. Outline the 5 principles of hair design and their specific contributions to a hairstyle. 5 principles of hair design. 5 important principles in art and design: proportion, balance, rhythm, emphasis, and harmony are also the basis of any hair design. The better you understand these principles, the more confident you will feel about creating styles that are pleasing to the eye. Principle number 1, proportion. Proportion is the comparative relationship of one thing to another. For example, a 60-inch television might be considered out of proportion and disproportionate to a very small room. Understanding facial and head proportions is important to create styles that complement your client's features. Body proportion. As a cosmetologist, you assist in developing your client's total image. It is important to have an understanding of body proportion to create styles that best fit each client. Body proportion becomes more obvious if the hair form is too small or too large. While there are subtle differences between individuals, there is a fairly standard range of proportions between the head and the body. The head is measured from the top of the head to the chin. This measurement is classically used to establish the proportions of the entire body. As a general guide for classic proportion, hair should not be wider than the center of the shoulders, regardless of the body structure. Figure 9-28, this is an excellent example. A hairstyle that is no wider than the middle of the shoulders and a hairstyle that extends beyond the shoulders. Unless working with trends or runway looks, styling should be proportional to the top of the head. The best hairstyles harmonize with the client's body type. Styles cropped to above the shoulder length with general wave patterns, usually flatter, shorter, smaller frames. Medium or longer styles with soft curls, flatter, taller, fuller proportions. When choosing a style for a client with large hips or broad shoulders, for instance, one would normally create a style with more volume, and a tall, constructed, unswept style would appear out of proportion on a petite person. If you are just listening, this is, like I said, an extremely good example. So that is on page 177 if you are able to look at it later. Or in the time of this video, it is about 9 minutes and 40 seconds into the video. But yeah, definitely get a chance, look at that if you're only listening. Principle 2, balance. Balance relates to established equal or appropriate proportions to create symmetry. In hairstyling, it can be the proportion of height to width. Balance can be symmetrical or asymmetrical. To measure symmetry, divide the face into 4 equal parts: the lines across the central axis, the reference point for judging the balance of a hair design. You can then decide if the hairstyle looks pleasing to the eye and is in correct balance. Figure 9-29, measuring symmetry of the head. And if you're just listening, it has a person's face cut into 4 sections as described. Symmetrical balance occurs when an imagery line is drawn through the center of the face, and the two halves form a mirror image of one another. Both sides of the hairstyle are the same distance from the center, are the same length, and have the same volume when viewed from the front. Figure 9-30, both sides equal this from center, and then figure 9-31, symmetry with different shapes, same volume. Asymmetrical balance is established when the two imagery halves of a hairstyle have equal visual weight but are positioned unevenly. Opposite sides of the hairstyle are different lengths or have different volumes. Asymmetry can be horizontal or diagonal. Figure 9-32, horizontal asymmetry. And it has a lady with a side part. And figure 9-33, diagonal asymmetry. And it has a side view of a lady with the hair a little bit longer toward the front and shorter by her ear. Oh, that's not a very good description. I apologize. Principle 3, rhythm is a regular pulsation or recurrent pattern of movement in a design. In music or dance, rhythm can be fast or slow. In hair design, a fast rhythm moves quickly. Tight curls are an example. Slow rhythm can be seen in larger shapes and loose waves. Figure 9-34, a fast rhythm. Love those curls. Figure 9-35, a slow rhythm. Principle 4, emphasis. Emphasis, also known as focus, in a design is what draws the eye first, before it travels to the rest of the design. A hairstyle may be well balanced with good rhythm and harmony, and yet still be boring. Create interest with an area of emphasis or focus by using the following. Figure 9-36, creating emphasis with various wave patterns. Figure 9-39, creating emphasis with color. Choose an area of the head or face you want to emphasize. Keep the design simple so it is easy for the eye to follow from the point of emphasis to the rest of the style. You can have multiple points of emphasis as long as you do not use too many and they decrease in size and importance. Remember, less is more. Figure 9-38, creating emphasis with form and texture. That's a good one too. Figure 9-39, ornament as a focal point. Principle 5, harmony. Harmony refers to a design's unity and is the most important art principle. Harmony holds all the elements of the design together. When a hairstyle is harmonious, it has the following elements: form with interesting lines, pleasing color or combination of colors and textures, balance and rhythm that work together to strengthen the design. Harmonious design is never too busy, and it is in proportion to the client's facial and body structure. A successful harmonious design includes an area of emphasis from which the eyes move to the rest of the style. Use design principles in modern hairstyling to guide you as you decide how best to achieve a flattering appearance for your client. The best results are obtained when each of your client's facial features and their profile is properly analyzed for strengths and weaknesses. Your job is to accentuate a client's best features. Every hairstyle you create could attractively frame the client's face. An artistic and subtle hairstyle will take into account physical characteristics such as head shape, including the front view, face shape, profile, and back view, neck length, facial features, body type, and posture. Check in, list, and define the 5 hair design principles. Why is it understanding head and facial proportions important in hair design? Is balance in a hairstyle always symmetrical? What hair texture design has the fastest rhythm? What is one example of emphasis in a hairstyle? Learning objective number 5. Identify the different head forms or shapes and reference points of the head. Head forms. Great hair design begins with understanding the shape of the head, referred to as the head form. Hair responds differently on various head areas depending on the hair's type, texture, and length. Being conscious of where the head form curves, turns, and changes will help you achieve the look that you and your client are seeking. Reference points. On the head mark where the head's surface changes, such as the ears, jawline, occipital bone, and apex. These points are used to establish design lines. Figure 9-40 shows reference points on a head. Apex and occipital bone. Understanding head shape and reference points will help you in the following ways. Finding balance within design so both sides of the style can be planned for symmetry or creative asymmetry. Developing the ability to create styles that are best for individual hair types. Showing where and when it is necessary to change techniques to make up for irregularities in the head form, such as a flat crown. Standard reference points are defined below. Parietal ridge, also known as the crest area, is the head's widest area, starting at the temples and ending at the bottom of the crown. Find the area by placing a comb flat on the side of the head. The parietal ridge is where the head starts to curve away from the comb. Figure 9-41 shows an example of this. Occipital bone protrudes at the base of the skull. To find it, feel the back of the skull or place a comb flat against the nape and see where the comb leaves the head. Figure 9-42 shows an example of this. Apex is the highest point of the top of the head. Locate the area by placing the comb flat on the top of the head. The comb will rest on the highest point. And again, figure 9-43 shows an example of this. 4 corners may be located in 2 ways. One is by placing 2 combs flat against the side and back, then locating the back corner at the point where the 2 combs meet. Figure 9-44 shows this. The second is by making 2 diagonal lines crossing the apex, which then point directly to the front and back corners. Figure 9-45 shows this. You will not use every reference point for every style or cut, but it is important to know where they are. The 4 corners location, for example, signals a change in the shape of the head from flat to round and vice versa, which can significantly affect a design's outcome. Areas of the head. The areas of the head are described below. Figure 9-46 shows a diagram of areas of the head, the side, top, crown and nape. Top. Locate the parietal ridge to find the hair that grows on the top of the head. This hair lies on the head shape. Hair that grows below the parietal ridge or crest hangs because of gravity. Locate the top by parting the hair at the ridge and continuing around the head. Front. Making a parting or draw a line from the apex to the back of the ear to separate the hair that naturally falls in front of the ear from the hair behind the ear. Everything that falls in front of the ear is the front. Sides. Sides include all hair from the back of the ear forward, below the parietal ridge. Crown. The crown is the area between the apex and the back of the ridge. Many people have a flat crown with cowlicks or whorls, making it extremely important to pay special attention to this area in styling and haircutting. Nape. The nape is the back part of the neck and consists of the hair below the occipital bone. Locate the nape by taking a horizontal parting or drawing a horizontal line across the back of the head at the occipital bone. Back. Make a parting or draw a line from the apex to the back of the ear to locate the back of the head, which consists of all the hair that falls naturally behind the ear. When you identify the front, you also identify the back. Bang area, also known as fringe area. The bang area is a triangular section that begins at the apex and ends at the front corners. Figure 9-47 shows this area. Locate the area by placing the comb on top of the head so the middle of the comb is balanced on the apex. The spot where the comb leaves the head in front of the apex is where the bang area begins. The bang area, when combed into a natural falling position, falls no farther than the eye's outer corners. And I hope this was helpful to you. Our next video will be learning objective number 6, explain the influence of hair type and texture on design. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, as well as check out my other videos. And have a great day. Thanks. Bye.